How's everybody doing tonight? We got Mark fans in the chat. We have any Mark fans in the chat? Get some Pog Frogs for Mark Rebier. Trying to vibe tonight. Thank you. Do you like it? Roar about it for me. It says USA Grandpa, authentic original. A1 quality. We're just trying to get hype tonight. Got mystery drink. Mystery drink, mystery drink, mystery drink. Aurora is in the background, yes. What's good, Judgy Josh? Dabba Daddy? Life's good. We're living, we're laughing, we're hanging out, having a grand old time, and we're rocking and we're rolling. So, hardcore soft boy, Shamrock Shakes. The first one I had was like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I didn't realize it was mint. I don't know what I thought it was. But man, did I not think it was mint, and it was actually fine, you know. I liked it. And then I got one the other day, and the chemicals must have been wrong in the shake there, because it was all chemical and no ice cream. They're not green flavored. Green flavored is like green flavored, yeah, lime. It's something sour. Something's like sour is green flavored. That's what I think when I think of green flavored. But I do like it. I do enjoy it. Never had a Shamrock Shake? I mean, it's like fine. It's definitely better than like it's definitely better than like what's it, like the McRib, like their other seasonal thing. The Shamrock Shake is definitely better than McRib. The McRib is just so bleh. Or yeah, McDonald's has a Shamrock Shake. It's around St. Patrick's Day every year. Yeah, they are American things. I mean, I don't know. It's Shamrock Shake. It's got to be American. I feel like Americans celebrate St. Patrick's Day more than Ireland does. The McRib's fine. It's just not great. It's literally just like cafeteria rib. So like at least the McRib is like, I mean, the Shamrock Shake isn't something I had from the ages of like 5 to 18. Is this the crew neck I mentioned earlier? Yeah, it is the crew neck I mentioned earlier. You're goddamn right it is. I did eventually get a comment on it at work. And the comment was, Grandpa, what'd you get that from Goodwill? So, like, no, I hand stitched it myself. Where the fuck else do you buy clothes? Good won't, yeah. Good won't is where all the reject clothes from Goodwill go. Was it $15? No, it was way less than $15. Like $4. And it's very good quality. It's not as soft as the Target one, but it's very thick and nice. It's like the kind of thing that you would expect out of a grandpa crew. You know what I mean? Do you think McRib barbecue sauce is the same as the regular McNugget barbecue sauce? Probably. I don't really like McDonald's barbecue sauce. It's too sweet. No, it's $15 for a crew at Target, which is a pretty good deal, in my honest opinion. Especially considering it's a very good crew neck. Hate pickles and onions? That's a horseshit take. Pickles and onions are so good. I would rate onions over pickles. If I had to get rid of one thing, like if I had to make a tier list of toppings, onions definitely better than. Yeah, it's an Oreo McFlurry. You think you know and love someone, and then they get you, or I'm sorry, it's an M&M McFlurry. You think you know and love somebody, and then they get you a fucking M&M McFlurry. It really just like it soils a whole relationship. Just your arm. Shamrock shakes taste like peppermint. Peppermint or spearmint? Peppermint, right? It's very sweet because of the ice cream and it's chemically, so like apple pie McFlurry sounds fucking awesome. I've not had it. But they had a very limited edition brownie shit McFlurry. It was so fucking good. Tater, 2 months. I would say you were our first one, but I stole it from you earlier. I can't believe we've been on Twitch for a month. I guess that makes sense. It's probably been longer than a month. Thank you so much. I guess we've been on Twitch longer, but we've been an affiliate for less than that. Yeah. That makes sense. You can just do that, Softboy. You can just ask them to do things. I feel like they would get pissed at you. I feel like you're the reason why the ice cream machine is always broken. I feel like you're the reason why, because some worker at McDonald's tried to throw an apple pie in the machine, and they're just like, it's down. I mean, I would pay for a separate. I mean, the pie is what, $1? I'll pay $1. This right here. My other girlfriend. Bo Rora. The machine sucked it clean, I bet. Yeah, I mean, ours is lucky. Our local McDonald's like rarely has a issue with their ice cream machines. It's an argument. We don't do milkshakes. You must be thinking of a different McDonald's. The McDonald's hacks, like, I was kind of upset that they don't make it for you. Like, you just buy the items. Like, what the fuck is the difference? It's not cheaper than buying the separate menu items. It's literally just letting you know they exist. But I don't know. I got the whatever the nugget and burger is, and you can't even taste the nuggets. Like, what's the point? I don't know. I'm a bigger fan of McChicken and a cheeseburger together. which we called growing up a McChurger. But I understand some people call it a McGangbang. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, a McChurger. It's like a McChicken, but with a burger. I know some people call it a gangbang or McGangbang or like a McFuckstick or some dumb shit. I don't know. Makes no sense to me. Either way, it's good. In fact, I used to drive to McDonald's and get a McChicken and then drive to Wendy's and get a Wendy's burger and then put them together because the Wendy's burgers are better than McDonald's burgers. Or they used to be. And that was my hack. We want. He's not going to respond, right? Used to peel off and eat the breading off the nuggets. I feel like that's relatively common. I've never done that though. I'm not a big nugget guy. Like I just think nuggets are fine. I'd rather just eat something else. Sharny, there's so many times I've tried to order. It's so upsetting when you order like something vegetarian and the people just like, oh, I don't know if they like think that they're doing you a favor, but they just make the meat version. It's like, what are you doing? My Instagram is not working. It's not letting me put a link. Oh, wait. Am I doing it wrong again? No, it's not. Hot Girl 99, bro. Sarah, why do you always tag my Hot Girl 99 account? Been a min since Solo Live. Aha, it's been 2 weeks, dude. Wendy's lemonade is the best. I've never had their lemonade. I always get their cherry Sprite or something like that. A McChicken is over 30 American dollars. Is that what you're saying in your country? You live in like Turkey? Isn't the Turkish dollar like fucked? Or in like I know like on the north coast of Africa. 30 I don't know how to pronounce that currency. Brazil, really? Is that like the standard price for a chicken sandwich, or is McDonald's just insane? Orange cream soda at Wendy's is better than sexual intercourse. Of course, I find it hard to believe anything from at least in our area. The Wendy's all have the soda mixing machine, and it is so bad. So I can't imagine anything like if they had a normal one, I guess, but because they have the soda mixing machine, just everything tastes like ass. I've been trying to post a story for like it's not letting me do the links on Instagram. Josh edit, baby. You know it. Wendy's is fine. It's just they went downhill. They used to be better. That sucks, Lalicha. You fuck with the Shamrock Shake. We already had our Shamrock Shake discourse. But yes. I'm not currently fucking with the Shamrock Shake. I'm currently fucking with an M&M. You guys just know when I'm about to take a bite. Thank you so much for continuing your sub. I'm going to run infinite ads. That way you get value out of your sub. Wendy's used to be so good. Their 4 for $4 menu with the spicy chicken snack wrap. Oof. I don't know why there isn't a fast food place with wraps. You have all the ingredients. Just get tortillas. Mark is such a vibe. I just blew dried my hair. That's why there's flow. I can't post on Instagram. I know I'm a fucking boomer and I don't know. But it's not letting me do stickers. Yes, Aurora is next to me, just off screen. Pizza Hut's never good. Never been good. Never has been, never will be. What am I doing wrong? Why can't I not add a link on Instagram? I don't get it. I don't understand why I can't figure out Instagram. I should be able to figure out Instagram. Post a link to Twitch. Did you do the link thing? No, there's supposed to be a sticker. It's supposed to show up. I'll just send the picture to Christian and ask him to post it for me. Aurora doesn't know either. That's the thing, guys. You calling me a boomer? This is my favorite song. All right. Papa John's is your favorite? Christian and Erica really like Papa John's. My issue with Papa John's is that I ate it a shit ton in college because it was the easiest accessible pizza place, and I just burnt the fuck out of it. Like, also Domino's is better, so. Father Jonathan's, yeah. Also the whole, I don't know. Once the chain gets too big, I just feel like their quality goes to shit. They probably were better, but I feel like Domino's still has that real sneaky, like, we're kind of small. Even though they're a national food chain. Like, once you buy a Super Bowl commercial, your shit's fucked. Critical exception. Driver not loaded. Driver not loaded. That sounds like Aurora. It says critical exception. Driver not loaded. Driver not loaded. Do you guys really just have like 4 types of toppings on your pizzas? Normally less. I'd say normally it's 1 or 2 toppings for most people's pizzas. There's obviously like meat lovers, which has like 4 or 5, but thank you, 1fine69 for the follow. Is that a big Mark fan, 1fine69? Everybody could, benefit from having 1fine69. You know? Oh no, we have plenty of options. Like, I mean, I don't personally like having a lot of options. I'm a big fan of cheese pizza. Help, I'm alive? You do. Hello, Jennifer. How's your niece? Do I fuck with Casey's Pizza? Boy, do I fuck with Casey's Pizza. I don't fuck without Casey's Pizza. Anytime I'm having intercourse, Casey's Pizza is ordered. It's either being delivered or already has been delivered. I only fuck with pizza from Casey's. So, Casey's Pizza is so good. I think I've told this story like multiple times, but I dated somebody who was only lived in suburbs and major cities in college, and I tried to explain to her Casey's Pizza and Casey's Donuts, and she was like, "You get pizza from a gas station?" And I was like, "It's a general store. People buy pizza," and she thought I was fucking insane. I don't even know if she ever tried it, but you worked at Casey's once? It was awful. My mom worked at Casey's for a while. I don't think she liked it much either. Have this on? No, I have it set up so we won't get banned. I have to change my... It is Mark Rebier. Aurora and I saw him live in a live. I know. I couldn't imagine. I worked at a pizza place for a while. And yeah, I don't know, making pizza, I think it's kind of fun. But it gets old real quick, you know? Did Christian post that on Instagram? No. Did he? Charney, are you from Europe? Aurora says you have to be from Europe because you said toilet roll. Canada? I really wish that I could fucking post on Instagram. You know? My just shit isn't working. Unfortunately, UK or Canada. What do we call it over there? Just paper towel or toilet paper. Just call it toilet paper. Shit paper. Fucking nah. Just mainly just toilet paper. Charmin. Type the sticker icon? What do you mean type the sticker? That's not how it worked last time. It's also not working. Yes, I'm still trying to do Instagram. It worked last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know why it's not working for me now. I don't get it. I don't understand Instagram. I really hate Instagram. There's a reason why I got off Facebook. It's because I hate I hate fucking Meta. I hate that brand. But the thing about the link is that it's clickable, so they can click straight to Twitch. No, they can't. It skips the Instagram stuff. Really bothers me. It really, really bothers me. I texted Christian and Christian didn't answer because he's a bad friend. I watch all of his streams. And you know how many of his streams of my streams he watches? Not as much. But I don't think it's his fault. But still, he's a bad friend. All right. I'm literally just so fucking triggered right now. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I have so much anger in my body. What's supposed to happen? This is what I see. And I can't fucking do anything about it. This isn't what I'm supposed to see. No judgy love. No judgy love at all. Hello, Milky Boo. Hello. I'm sorry. I'm getting very angry because I just want this to work. I really, 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 really dislike Instagram. I have actually tried turning it off and turning it on again. That is the first thing I did. Is it because I'm not taking the picture in app? There's no way. There's no way that's what's happening. But I literally like hit turn on to like allow it, and it doesn't allow me to fucking turn on the permission to use the camera. I'm losing my mind. I'm absolutely losing my mind. This is so frustrating to me. I'm just gonna do it off the computer and see if that works. I don't know. I literally, it just is infuriating me. I have tried, Lem. I promise you. I have tried just doing it, and the weird part is that it's not working. Mark ain't helping me right now. I need nondescript chill music. Mark is angering me. I'm sorry, Mark. If you're in here, Mark, I'm sorry. It's just not right now. The vibe is off. I've ruined the vibe. It's my fault. I understand that it's my fault. I don't want you to feel upset or angry by this. I'm sorry, Sharni. We can't right now. This is like the earliest we can stream on Wednesdays. It's just so, I don't get home until 4, so 4 p.m. our time. And I start at around 6 our time, so there's nothing I can really do about that. Unfortunately, I wish we could, and we obviously want to stream more on the weekends and stuff, but yeah, I found out this playlist is pretty much just TikTok songs, which is fine. You're good. Hey, Jess, heard you talking about a book in the most recent post. It's not an issue, I couldn't find it. Let me see if I can Google it. Come on, Instagram, just let me change my account. Oh, Instagram is so bad. Why can't I type? Oh, I can type. It's just not highlighted. I'm literally losing my mind. Yeah, the Masking of Men. It's, you know what? I might still have. Oh, it's probably on my laptop. Oh, and now Christian texts me back. Christian, you motherfucker. Christian, you absolute motherfucker. 9:45 there. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I wish we could stream earlier, but we can't. Maybe someday. Yeah, I am literally losing my mind. Like it. It's so infuriating. I literally just want to post the thing, and my brain won't allow me to just not do it. Um. I have the I probably have the read my notes from that class on my laptop downstairs. I don't know. From what I remember, the book wasn't like time for a fit change to lift the mood. You know what? You might not be wrong. From what I remember, the book wasn't like anything crazy. Like it wasn't like, oh my god, this is so good. It was probably just like fine, and you know, but old classes: evolution, gender and women's studies, molecular bio, P-chem, and sociology. Old stuff. Evolution. This is from my art history class. Yeah, it's probably downstairs. Well, apparently Christian is supposed to post it. So we'll see if he does, and if he does, then I can end my struggles here. But he's supposed. I'm trying to post. I'm literally just trying to post a story on Instagram, and Instagram is not working. What is this song? It's Lice by Quackity. You never heard Lice by Quackity? Fine. Fine. I thought it was a good song. All right, Christian came in clutch. Thank you, Christian, wherever you are. Not in here. So I can take the picture and post. It's not letting me put a link to Twitch, which is what drives obviously traffic to Twitch. Not a good look. Yeah, you're right. Assigned therapist at birth. Nice. This is place again. Oh yeah, it's just as annoying. The issue is I didn't have time to prep, and I meant to do some stuff and I didn't. So that's on me. But what I also want to do live for you guys right now is get a new Stream Elements. If I do it without the link, then people call me a boomer and don't know how to do the link. Okay, I was trying to show off, and you can see how it worked. Not well. What I do want to do is that reaction GIF. I put it into the Discord of Christian and Erica. I want to put that as one of the alerts for Twitch. So that's what I want to do. The thing is, Lalicha, like I agree with you. I wish I had the numbers. I really wish I had the numbers. But I can tell you, what I can tell you is Rick saying just Google it doesn't work. And that's not an attack on Rick. It's just because you said it. You can't just say that, because as soon as there's one step to get to where you need to do, it literally knocks off like 90% of people. It's so insane, because like when I think of something, like it's literally the people who, when you're like on Facebook or whatever, or on Twitter, and people will just tweet a question instead of Googling it. It's like you're on a device where you could do it, but that would require them to get off that app. It's like that. And I wish I had the data for our show, but there was a difference. The main reason why our show took off on TikTok in the beginning is because, or why we start to saw drive off of TikTok, is literally the difference of us not putting anywhere on the TikTok in the comments or anywhere that we had a podcast, and literally just me leaving a comment like, hey, this is a podcast, because I thought it would be super easy to look at the username and say Judgy's Pod, click on it, and read our bio that said, hey, this is a podcast. But I don't know, there was a bit there where we were making the jokes that people didn't know we had a podcast, when literally all of our TikTok was podcast rips. Aurora's not kicked off stream. She's just sitting over there. She was eating, so she didn't want to be eating on stream. And now she's going to go downstairs because I'm angry. I'm putting her in a bad mood. Stream? You guys just missed the wettest, sexiest kiss from this grandpa. That's what I said. That's what I said. No affection allowed on stream. You guys, you could say, Butcher, hey, Blaziken, hey, that's enough puns, okay? He said, I guess you could say you're giving off a bad Aurora. He didn't approve. Banned. Okay, so if you guys are in the Discord, or if not, you might have seen, you may have not have seen, a new GIF, however you want to say it, pop up, and that is because while I was editing, I saw an amazing reaction from Christian and Erica, and I love their reactions. I think sometimes they give such great reactions. So what I'd like to do is get that as a alert, but I'll do it later because right now I don't feel like messing with it. I think we're gonna edit. Does that make sense? I didn't have anything else planned. I'm not supposed to say GIF. Yeah, I always say GIF. I probably say GIF because my name is Josh. I'm probably just used to hitting the hard J, if I had to take a guess. But that's probably why I say it, because I wouldn't. I have to guess. Christian is a very adamant giffer. Missy, Melissa, your name is Jeff. Nice. Christian is very hard giffer. I'm more of a giffer myself. So I don't know. Sue me, I guess. Draw. I like you. Seem like a good guy. That is a dog shit argument. And the reason why this is a dog shit argument is because there's no good arguments for how to pronounce it, because it's not a word. It's an acronym. It's a abbreviation of a file name. And so there is no way to pronounce it. And so people pronounce it how they want. The full name is Graphic Interface, or it's graphics. It's the name. The word is graphic, right? So, like, think about WHO, right? The World Health Organization. You would say world. You wouldn't say whoa, because it doesn't fucking matter. Because you pronounced who. I mean, obviously there's a word who, so maybe it's not the best. Maybe that's not the best example, but you understand, right? Like, it doesn't matter what that word is, because you just pronounce it however is easiest to pronounce it. But anyway, I don't know. I stop this Gishua. Stop this slander. That's how I feel. But I will also always say GIF. I refuse to change. Let me get my headphones on. Where do we the real thing that's interesting to me is if a hot dog is a sandwich or not. Because I think it is. So if you guys, I tweeted this out. I put it into Flutie, first off, you're right. You're right that I say stuff just to get a rise out of people, but you're wrong in saying that it makes zero sense. What is it if it's not a sandwich? And don't just say hot dog. I have a whole doc. That's awesome. If you have a dachshund, I feel like you have to have a hot dog costume. It'd be like rude. Is it a taco? I don't know. Would you call like something if you just put on one piece of pita a taco? Because I don't. Yeah, like Pop-Tarts or ravioli. There's a reason we have rules. We need this. Society exists on rules. Is a taco a sandwich? That's a good question. Is a burrito just a really ovular sandwich? Lem, thank you for this subscription. Thank you for 2 months. I'm sorry that you had to soil your 2-month resub on this stream of all streams. But thank you very much. Tacos are a social construct. The big taco. Okay, the industry that is taco wants you to have this discourse. I thought you were sick, Cat. I thought you were sick. Are tacos not big in Brazil? I know, like, so like in where I grew up, there's a sizable Mexican population, and they will like die on the hill. Like white people tacos with like flour tortillas are not actual tacos, and you have to have corn tortilla. I much prefer burritos, which isn't even actually an actual, isn't actually like a Mexican thing. It's more of a Tex-Mex thing, from what I understand. I could be incorrect on that, but I mean, I don't enjoy white people tacos as much as Mexican tacos, but it's not to say I don't enjoy white people tacos. I still enjoy white people tacos. Oh, look who's here. Christian, nice to join us. You missed me literally about to, I don't want to say the words, but I was very angry for a very long amount of time and you missed it. So sorry. Yeah, so yeah, we have a sizable Mexican population. I think our school was like, I want to say my high school was like 20% Mexican or something, 25. It was definitely higher than like national average of, how many Mexicans live in America. Not obviously not all of Illinois has Mexican food, but Beardstown. I don't know where Beardstown is. See how close it is. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, like, we have towns literally right next to, yeah, we're nowhere near Beardstown. Literally right next to us that are majority white. For sure, or like 99% white. We just, our town has a sizable Mexican population. So Hot but real take Latin doesn't mean not white. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing is, my dad is half Portuguese. My grandma's Portuguese, right? And so I'm 1/4 Portuguese. And I tried looking up like what does that mean? Like if I'm filling out like a race thing, like could I technically put like a quarter Hispanic or like a quarter Latino? But I can't. Not that I would, because I don't identify that way either way, but um it's like, because Hispanic means right outside of Spain, right? So obviously it wouldn't be Hispanic. But then Latino, like same thing. Like a lot of Portuguese people, I know race, ethnicity, I know, I understand. Um, um, Whatever the card says, right? It says like, what are you? It's like white or non-Hispanic, right? I know, and I know the quarter thing is only in the USA, but for example, it matters for us because of stuff like college loans. My friend is quarter Mexican, and he got like a $12,000 grant to he got like a $12,000 grant to just because he's a quarter Mexican for being a minority student. And I was like, well, I'm a quarter Portuguese. Like, can I get that? And I never did, because I would have felt bad because you know, I'm not like his family is partially like culturally Mexican American. My family isn't like Portuguese American at all, so that would have just been rude of me to do that. I mean, I probably, in hindsight, probably should have, but I didn't feel right doing it. So, but yeah, no, Portuguese are white. Yeah. And hey, there's plenty of Mexican people who are white, right? Like, that's the thing. It the skin color doesn't matter. It's if the college can check off the box of like, you know, having the race or the ethnicity thing there. I'm not saying it's a good rule. I'm just saying that's what it is. But one is a private college, so that's probably part of it. But I don't know if a state school would do that. But private colleges, like if you know what you're doing, which is part of the reason why they're a scam, they try to give you money. You just have to know how to apply for all the shit. Like they try to get money off of your scholarship to try to pull you away from state schools. But if you don't know those things, then you don't do that. And since your friends are going to it, then you go to it, and then you spend full tuition as opposed to, 20% of the tuition. Here in the UK, I believe it's something ridiculous like $20K a year for university. That's like our state schools, at least in Illinois. Our state schools are about $20,000 a year. The biggest Nazi group outside of Germany, was that not Argentina? Did they all move from Argentina to Brazil? I thought Argentina was like a huge Nazi part. But yeah, it's stupid. I mean, I'm not saying it's. I think obviously diversity is good, and colleges should, everything should push for diversity. But yeah, that's like when it comes to stuff where it's like, yeah, you're a quarter Mexican, or like the difference between like, I mean, his last name is Guerrero and my last name is Highsmith. Like, which one? Like, we're both a quarter. And I know what you're saying. Like, it's still white, but whatever. It's dumb. It's just semantics. It's stupid. I just think it's kind of funny. They moved from Argentina to Brazil, huh? That sucks. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, and with affirmative action, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know everything about affirmative action, but affirmative action sometimes gets pointed to as like preventing diversity, and it gets used as a way to discredit people who are minorities and actually, get into the college as like, oh, well, you only made it because of affirmative action, which is fucking ridiculous. I wish it wasn't that way. It's so stupid. Like, happens to, women, people of color, trans people, like non-norm presenting people. It's fucking dumb. Good luck, Jaw. The thing is, Christian and I did this secret hack where we edited before we came on stream. So Christian actually had edited the full episode before he streamed last week, and I already edited half of it. So, but thanks. That's really funny, Martha. And that's the thing is like if I was Spanish, if my grandma was a quarter Spanish, like I could probably put that I was a quarter Spanish and like get some sort of minority check mark for the college. But like if I'm a quarter Portuguese, which isn't technically Hispanic or Latino, then like what's the yeah, that's the thing, is like do it. Like fuck the colleges. I mean, as long as you're not stealing the money from like somebody who actually needs it, but there's no way for you to know that either. Like there's absolutely no way for you to know that. Also, there's blonde-haired, blue-eyed people who are Hispanic. Like that's also the thing, obviously, because it's a national, it's an ethnicity, not a skin color. But yeah, ultimately, education should be fucking free. Everybody should have the proper access to be able to do that kind of stuff. So Martha, the thing is, like, if you look up like is Portuguese, I think it's more of a like it's more of like, I think Portugal just doesn't want to be associated with it, because I've looked it up before. Maybe it's changed. I haven't looked it up in a long time, but so according to this website, pewresearch.org, so Pew Research Center, pretty big source here. Hispanics are people from Spain or from Spanish-speaking countries in Latin America. This excludes Brazil, where Portuguese is the official language. While Latinos are people from Latin America regardless of language. So this includes Brazil, but excludes Spain and Portugal. And so Portugal sits in this like in-between space where it's like it's not Hispanic, it's not Latino. And so like, but like what's the difference? And like I don't mean that in like a dismissive way, but like when it comes to like these little check marks on a piece of paper, like Portugal and Spain share a border. So like if you were born on one side of the border or the other, then technically you're Hispanic and one side you're not. Like it literally makes no sense. It's very silly. It's reductive, and like, I mean, people like yeah, it's all social constructs, exactly. People like being able to put themselves in boxes, and that way they can identify in groups and out groups and stuff. But it sucks that like those actually lead to systemic issues. Yeah, Amber, it's the dumbest argument. It's the absolute dumbest argument. Like you could just make that argument all the way back in time and say, well, you're, the people before you fucking didn't have fire, so you have to go out and hunt everything and kill it yourself, and you can't cook it with fire. It's like, it's so stupid. It's such a dumb argument. That's really funny, Martha. Yeah, like, yeah, Antonio Banderas, POC, like, and like, look, part of it is the media pushing like bad stances on, or like bad, like outdated, like, yeah, because they want to, like the person getting nominated for an Emmy, like, oh look, we nominated POC, because in mid 2000s or whatever, you couldn't, there's like a weird spot where people didn't know what to say, and by people I mean white people, because only white people get the zeitgeist of the news. They're the only ones they focus on, so they didn't know what to say. They couldn't say brown person anymore, And so they heard, oh, POC, right? And then anything that wasn't like Germanic or like Anglo-Saxon, they're like, oh, POC. And then no, that doesn't make fucking sense. Yeah. Yeah, America definitely has warped views on race, and I mean, at least growing up here, it's just not. Yeah. Right, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, America, the way the United States is America's. Like, oh no, Americans only live in the United States. Like, what? Like, what the fuck? It's very silly. A French person said they're Latin. Yeah, I think Latin is more Latin America. I mean, like, yeah, it's all silly. I mean, just like with everything, it's all a societal construct used to like keep white people in power. So yeah, and like yeah, exactly. The white Jew, yeah. It's all obviously it's sticky and like it's not clean. It's hard to fucking balance through it, but it's so fucking annoying. It's so annoying to see that shit. It's very aggravating. Really, Lalicha? That's interesting. I mean, technically, right? I mean, what the continent or the continents of like North America and South America, what we learn it as. But I think even if you ask people like how many countries are in North America, I'm pretty sure most people would say 3. I'm sure most people would say in the United States that there are 3 countries in North America. And because we just don't get taught about Central America outside of like the we could talk about like the Cuban Missile Crisis, which I don't even know if that's technically Central America, and then the Panama Canal, and like that's all we learn. And it's because like, oh well, the United States did good things, good in heavy quotations, and that's what we learn. And America, goddamn right. We got South Mexico and Snow Mexico, and then United States is right in the middle of them. Yeah, I really like this crew neck. I'm not a big American flag wearer at all, but I think it's so funny. I think this is such a funny. I guess I could. Yeah, my boss today, after I put in the Discord that nobody had said anything about my crew neck, my boss today was like, "Grandpa, huh, what, you buy that at Goodwill?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did buy it. Or Aurora bought it at Goodwill, but." Yeah, he's a classist. He hates Goodwill. A denim jacket with beagles all over it, similar vibe. Hell yeah. Aurora's a Goodwill god. I didn't know this. I've never been a thrifter. Um, you know, like the stuff on Goodwill's floors are only out for a week. Like literally, if it doesn't sell in a week, they just take it out, and you never can buy it again. Like that's crazy to me. I didn't know that. I thought they just like sat there until. I thought it was like a no-kill shelter, but for clothes. You know what I mean? Like they just sit there until someone comes along and adopts it. But at least at her Goodwill, uh, yeah, 1 week. That's why they have the sticker systems. The sticker systems, like everything expires in a week, and that's what they use the stickers for. They don't chuck it. They either donate it to like they either recycle it if they can, or they put it they have like you can go to like Goodwill online and they resell some of the stuff there if it's like good value. or they donate it, I think. But they don't just like they throw it away if it's like garbage. But a lot of people use Goodwill as a garbage can, so. And yeah, the Goodwill warehouse, like the buys there. I guess I should look that up. I'm pretty sure uh I think they just recycle a ton. Which they recycle, they pay to buy the recycled material. Like they're making money off of it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they're being like nice people. They're making money off of what they're doing. So my brother's actually a big reseller, which Aurora actually hates. If you're in here, sorry. But he knows all this stuff too. But he buys stuff and resells it. Which he doesn't do a lot with clothes, if you care about that. But you know, that's how he makes some of his money. He's got a kid. I can't blame him too much. He's just trying to exist in the capitalist world like the rest of us. Fabricus74, thank you for connecting your Amazon Prime account and subbing for free with that Twitch Prime. Very pog of you. That's true, Marta. I mean, like, part of the reason why I never shopped at Goodwill before was one, I probably had an air of like superiority over it. I think I can admit that. I probably thought I was like, I didn't, you know, like, I probably like am too picky too, but I was just like, what am I gonna find that I like there? But also, I didn't want to like buy clothes that I thought somebody else would need, like that would need more than me. Like I could afford to buy. Since I've been out of college and like got my job, I can afford to buy like, you know, nicer clothes. But yeah, like since they get rid of it in a week, like who else would have gone in there and bought this? You know what I mean? Like it would have just gotten recycled. Yeah, and that's the other thing is like as a consumer, buying used is better. It keeps you off a fast fashion cycle. So that was young. I didn't understand the idea of thrifting. So I slightly better understand it now. No, I should probably let you guys see what I'm doing now. All right, I'm actually gonna start editing. Get a little bit done here. Charity shops. So we've got like you know how Gamer Piss 420 with the subscription. Thank you, Gamer Piss 420. You definitely didn't have to name yourself that, but I appreciate it. Thank you. We have obviously like competing brands, right? That's what capitalism breeds, right? So there's Goodwill, there's Salvation Army, which is also fucking, well, it's probably more trash. Probably more trash than Goodwill. But we also have a place called Lily Pads, which does in our area that does like, oh, Erica really fucking whacked me with that carrot. They do stuff for homeless shelters. So anything they donate gets, they also use the money to like have a homeless shelter in the area and stuff like that. So Walter White, here's what you do. You ask what he's doing tonight. And then when he's like, oh, I don't know, just hanging out. What about you? Then you go, oh, I'm actually watching a Twitch stream. Isn't that poggers? Isn't that absolutely pog? And he's like, what does that mean? And you're like, oh, what does pog mean? And then send him an Urban Dictionary definition of pog. And then say, it's actually one of my favorite podcasts. They sometimes do editing streams. I just remembered a TikTok from a girl in Chicago. She said she saw some guy hurrying down the sidewalk who had obviously just pissed himself. And I happened to see that right after the recent episode where Christian put in his listener submission. Christian, did you go to Chicago recently, man? I'm pulling a work from home vibe right now. I'm currently wearing sweatpants, which I have first time I've worn sweatpants on stream. How about that? You guys none the wiser. Oh, according to my mom, we also have one that strictly supports a no-kill animal shelter. There you go. I definitely didn't know that. How am I supposed to be indie if I can't wear skinny jeans? Same. Aurora went through the crisis that a lot of people, well, I guess she's not emo, she's more goth, but with MGK releasing the I fell in love with an emo girl song, how many emos had to be like, well, I can't wear that anymore. That style is ruined. Which is funny. It's gonna be a sad day when mustaches go out of style for me. Blaziken, that's how I feel too. I think the only piece of like MGK thing I actually watched by myself was something with Flutie, Don't You Dare. See, Lalicha knows what she's talking about, what they're talking about. They know what they're talking about. I watched something about MGK when he first started dating Megan Fox because it was just super funny and cringe to watch, but I've never listened to his music. The first thing I heard by him was Emo Girl or whatever it's called. And let me tell you, not impressed. Oh, well, there you go, Flutie. You've really got me. She, her. All right. You know, what I need to do is get a Twitch extension so that we can get pronouns in here. Something that I mean to keep doing and I just haven't gotten around to it, so I'm sorry. But yeah, the misery business thing, so bad. And I don't know if you heard the Numb, the Linkin Park cover. It's so bad. Let's talk pronouns. Are we pro or anti-nouns? Honestly, anti-nouns. Yes, Misery Business by MGK is terrible. You will not hear Misery Business by Haley slander on this podcast. Song is a fucking mood. You guys want to hear a really funny story? It's not that funny, but I dated a hashtag. I guess she wasn't hashtag quirky like in all those senses. But the one of the like most hashtag quirky things that she did is when we were in like the flirting, talking, not really dating stage. We had heard Misery Business, and she said like, "Oh my god, like I was in a situation that was exactly like the plot of this song in high school." I was like, "Okay," and I just like didn't pay attention to it. And then she brought it up again like 30 minutes later. She's like, "Yeah, I was totally in the situation that was exactly like the plot of Misery Business." I was like, "Okay." And then she brought it up like 3 or 4 times until I eventually was like, "What is it?" And then she told me, and it was not that interesting of a story, but she's like, "I'm so quirky. I wanted to date somebody that somebody else was dating." It's like, "Okay, cool." I don't Everyone's one of the best, and After Laughter inspired my paint job in my spare room. Let me tell you, painting a pink to purple gradient on 4 wall. Woo! That sounds intense. Uh Well, After Laughter, that was I mean, I'm really bad on album titles. I'm a very large Paramore fan. Yeah. After Laughter is such a good album. It's so good. There's so many good songs on that album. Yeah, that song there. Guys, we could play it. We could play After Laughter, right? That would be insane. Yeah, we'll play it in order. What was I thinking? We could have been doing this the whole time. Although I can't really hear it that great. I'll have to do this. This song is so good. The whole album is so good. There's a I don't know how much you guys are into like I don't even know if music theory is the right. It's probably not kind of pretentious. But there's a podcast I used to listen to called Punch Up the Jam, and they would take like the stems of songs and like break it and like point out little parts of it, and they did Misery Business by Paramore, and the vocal stems on Misery Business they're so fucking insane. Hayley Williams is so insanely talented. And I mean, I'm more of a vibes listener when I listen to music, and I never realized that she has so much harmonizing with herself in that song. It's wild. If you ever have time to look up like Misery Business vocal stems, it's worth it. It was a very good podcast. If you guys know who Miel Brudeau is, who if you guys are fans of Vine, she was the creator who did the Jessica, you can't sit over here, and she's I can't see anywhere because I have hemorrhoids. So she was one of the listeners, and or one of the hosts, and then Demi Adejuyigbe, who's famous for the yearly September videos. He was the other host. He also had a TikTok account and is just genuinely one of the funniest people in the world. They used to just break down songs and like make parodies slash like punch them up, right? Punch up the jam. Oh, it was so good. And then it just became too much work. Demi left, and then Miel ran it for a while and had Chris Fleming as a host, co-host for a while too. It is still pretty funny. Lost the Demi touch, but then Miel got burnt out, and now it's the Schmo Yo-Yo guys. And I haven't listened to it yet, but boy, do I not want to listen to it anymore. I'm just Shay. Thank you. I love you. The judges love you. Thank you for sticking around. Welcome to the stream. How'd you find us? Did you find us on TikTok? Did you find us on YouTube? Did you find us on podcast apps? But hey, you don't need to answer. No pressure. You know, so what did I just think? Oh, I was talking to Aurora about Maze Runner and the last movie, and I was like, well, that movie just came out. It was like probably 2018. And I was like, oh no, that was 40 years ago. I was 20 years young. Went 2018. I would have been 23, a ripe young 23. Originally saw it on TikTok, but I started listening to the podcast and Apple Podcasts. That's awesome. I'm glad TikTok is still pushing us a little bit, at least. I don't need to go back in my I need to go back into my TikTok, my weekly TikTok rant. But our TikTok actually did well today. It's actually doing pretty good. Can't be too upset. Yeah, it's almost got 200,000 views. Not bad for our new norm. Don't say close to 30. We don't need to hear that. Christian just turned 29 on Saturday. He's probably down bad right now. Although, I mean, you are 30, Flutie. I knew there was something off about you. I didn't want to say it before, but I knew there was something off about you. It's definitely because you're 30. I don't know if you guys are Love is Blind. People will live until 120. Maybe. Maybe. Hey, if people live till 120, Flutie, you're only a quarter way there. I do want to come to America for your 30th, and you're what? So you're 23, 24 right now? I'm old. It doesn't hurt, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be a long time before ages shift because there's still always going to be a push for, people with uteruses to have babies by the time they're like 35. So that will always be like the benchmark until we get a way to make sure that, complications don't start happening or whatever. Unfortunately, I don't think that's how it should be, but that's always going to be a societal pressure, at least for a long, long time. That's going to be the hard thing to kick. I feel that, Vanessa. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how to deal with I think Erica said she just said something. I think it was go to I think Erica said for our 30th because we turned 30 a month apart from each other. She like wanted to go somewhere. I think it might have been the UK or somewhere. Maybe Ireland or Scotland. I can't remember. Yeah, I mean America, I could imagine like America. I mean, I live in Illinois, so I don't have much room to talk, but there's some really really beautiful spots in America, and like America has a lot to offer from like a tourism spot or standpoint. Like I'm just Shay. Thank you for the sub. Thank you so much, new listener, and you're already in here. I don't have female elements turned on. There we go. Sorry, you missed. You get. Oh no, you missed your little alert. But thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Oh, Martha, I didn't even notice that. About the age difference between the guy who got swatted and his girlfriends. I think I was probably more focused on the swatting part. That story was crazy. You can't travel from Brazil to the United States? Is that like a COVID thing? Really? Is that just like I mean, it doesn't surprise me, I guess, that much about traveling to the US. We thought she was a little off maybe because of her age. She's 35. I'm 30, but I'm dating a 25-year-old. He said that? I missed that part of the story. That's crazy. There's no World War III, guys. Here's the thing. Here's my take, all right? Obviously, Russia bad. Putin bad, Russia bad. But if Putin like actually engages in a war, Russia would get fucked. It would just get destroyed. So he doesn't gain anything from like what he's doing now. Again, bad. It's really bad for Ukrainians. It's really, really, really bad for the Russians and Ukrainians who live there, and obviously all that good stuff. But it's horrible for them, regardless of what's happening. Like they're unfortunately in a really bad spot because of many, many other factors, including Russia, but also because NATO, yada yada yada. But they like all the stuff you're hearing about, like, oh, they're gonna attack in the next 48 hours, like, so the thing about Brazil is they have a smaller GDP than Texas. Like, and I'm not advocating for war. I really want it to be diplomatically solved. I really wish none of it would fucking happen because it's fucking disgusting and I hate it. But that's what would happen is like they would just get destroyed, and like again, Ukrainians and Russians would be the one paying for it, the citizens, and then, you know, obviously bad stuff. But what are you gonna do? Like, all the stuff you're hearing from like U.S. media stoking the flames, like, it's all just like, you know, propaganda. Not all of it, but most of it. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we only know like what the American, or at least as a U.S. citizen and all that stuff. We mainly hear stuff about from the American State Department. And yeah, America loves to act like the police of the world, but they act like the police of the world because monetarily we benefit from it, as a, you know, all the bomb makers in our country. So exactly, Nova. Like America is stoking the fuel for the fire, like, because our Congress gains money, which fucking sucks and it's stupid as shit. But I would love to be proven wrong, or I would hate to be proven wrong, but I really just don't think a war is going to happen. It's just like it's a really easy way for Putin to like sign his fucking death wish, like, and I don't think he wants that. That's my take on it. I don't know. It's yeah, exactly. Yeah, the U.S. does war crimes all over the place. Like even just putting up sanctions. Like sanctions is illegal because I can't remember the term, but putting up things that affect like the citizens of a country as a response to like as a punishment, then it is illegal because that's cruel. Like citizens shouldn't have to deal with the repercussions of their leaders doing stuff. But America's already dropped sanctions on Russia, and that affects Russians, the citizens who don't they just want to fucking chill. You know what I mean? Like most Americans, we just want to fucking chill. Most people just want to fucking chill, and like it's so stupid. He created an artificial famine by having people harvest their grains by gunpoint and load into trucks without getting to eat. Then they starved to death. Oh, that you're talking about Stalin? Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Jesus, Alicia. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why the U.S. and other like imperial nations like war, including Russia. So like, yeah, it's really funny that Americans like to posit as if like, oh well, Russia's bad because they're doing imperialism. And it's like, yes, they are bad for doing imperialism, but like when America does imperialism, we're just chill with it. Like that's so fucked. It's like you can't be like, well, Russia bad, but America good. Or do we do the same shit? What am I Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, well, I think that probably gets Blaziken. I think that probably gets overblown because like I don't know. You always got to be wary of like, um, like any sort of counterculture that's like something like leftism is they're gonna try to clip chimp and like take stuff out of context because people stand to make leftism looks bad in the United States. And obviously there are people that like are saying like no other countries can do imperialism, but it's such a small thing. And like Lalicha says, like there are people in America who probably define themselves as leftists who aren't actually they aren't actually leftists. Like they think that like you're kind of I guess like you're saying like they're just neoliberals and they think other people can do war because we did war, which is stupid. It's stupid. It's just anybody with a brain should just be able to be like, hey, you know what? War is actually a bad time for everybody. Like, how about we all just like not, Yeah, it should be easy. It really should be fucking easy, but no, it's not. Yeah. Hell yeah, Walter. How'd you do it? Was it seamless? Is he listening? Is he here now? Hey, Walter White's a cool person. You should date them if they want you to. If not, then get fucked. BattleBots? Dude, that's what I'm saying. Bring back BattleBots. 32, 50. Robot. What's Junkyard Wars? I say everybody should do Junkyard Wars. Have any Junkyard Warsers in the chat? All right, let's check that out. Let's check that out, how they did it. Yeah, there you go. William Osmond only. Is he still like quote unquote retired from making content? I know he got burnt out. I hope he's doing all right. What do I need to do? I messed up my OBS when I was trying to fix stuff to game. There we go. Okay. Make this bigger. What am I? Do this. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's check this out, Walter. Always trying to way to plug the pod. Do you listen to any? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Good night, Sharny. Have a good time. Amazing start. I love it. All good. Oh, we got some flirting going on. All right. All right. All right. All right. Me or a Disney performer? I'm a maximum security prison guard. Okay. There's people talking about their different life they go through. So much people they interview. Love a good Dateline podcast. Big fan of motivational podcasts. Uh-oh. Is motivational podcasts, is that a red flag? That's cool. My favorite podcast is The Judges. I'm watching their Twitch stream right now. Let's go. Always be fucking plugging. Amazing. Perfect. That's how we do it. If you ain't plugging, you ain't trying hard enough. Motivational is good. He's doing the podcast with Now Red. Oh, that's good. I'm glad William Osmond. All right. My only trepidation with motivational podcasts is like, I know that's like what Jordan Peterson technically started out, right? Is like a motivational speaker. But there's obviously good ones too. So Vanessa, that's the wildest thing to me is that you're in mom groups that like aren't people from around here that are like the Judges. It's always and like I know I'm currently talking with you know, 30-ish people who I don't know in real life. I only know a few of you in real life. It's still mind-boggling to me when there's people who are like, "Oh yeah, like here's this podcast and I just found them and they're cool." I need a motivational TikTok to get me motivated to watch a motivational pod. Yeah, I guess to me, motivational, that's almost like the same trigger word as like MLM to me now. Like there's been so much perversion of the word where it's like, if I think motivational, it's like, if you're poor, it's your fault. You just got to rise and grind and, you know, any moment of the day that you like Gary V type shit. You know what I mean? But that's also a very like straight white male take. So what genre is Joe Rogan's classified as? Probably like, what would that be classified as? I mean, it's probably listed on Spotify charts as like comedy. But I'm not sure. Our show is listed as, hang on, I can pull it up for a second. Our show, like it's when we changed to Simplecast as our host, they asked like, or like there was more options. Like when we were on Spotify or Anchor, we could only choose like one genre for our thing. But now we're listed on, I guess it's just comedy and improv. We put ourselves on improv charts, but like no podcasts use improv charts. So technically we're the number 4 improv podcast in Canada. So the only ones that are above us are Not Another D&D Podcast, The Dollop, and The Basement Yard. I've never heard of The Basement Yard. But yeah, it's kind of funny that like we're like the number 4 improv podcast in Canada. But yeah, we list the genre ourselves when we host it. He'll said he'll check it out. Let's go. Hopefully he enjoys talking shit about men. MLM is starting to hit France pretty hard. Ugh, I hate MLMs. Also, hello Quinn, the Fossil Man. Are you Walter White's Hinge or what was that? Bumble Hinge match? Hinge. E33. Josh, what is the cadence for Patreon exclusive episodes? When should we expect them? V, so right now, we're recording the next Patreon episode. Let's see. Let me check what Christian said. We're recording it Saturday. So it's the thing is like our February episode. The February episode isn't out yet. We try to get it out before the end of the month. So it'll be released by the end of the month. So like the last one that we posted was at the end of January. That was the January episode. If we get more time / when we get more time, which it'll be a while probably, unfortunately, we would like to do more, obviously, but the thing is, like Christian said, one day turnaround, don't worry. It's not nearly as like the Patreon episodes are shorter because we don't do the whole like we don't have to do plugs. We don't have to do like, the posturing of like, if you've never heard this podcast before, it is very just like, all right, we're in here. We might talk for a second, shoot the shit for a second. Then we know what we're doing. We don't have to like throw to ads. So there's none of that stuff. And, generally they're just shorter. So like we'll maybe only record like 40 to 50 minutes for those. And you don't have to cut TikToks. You don't have to, you just have to do we do timestamps? We probably do timestamps, but you don't have to like, record where we got the stories from. So it like I can edit a Patreon episode in like an hour easy, definitely under an hour and a half. Whereas like a full episode takes longer because there's so many other things we have to make sure we're doing. Oh no, Marta, no. $140. There comes a point like, nah, I mean, I don't believe this at all. But it really is like when people are stupid like that, it's like, well, I mean, come on. How'd you not see that? Like that's kind of your fault. But obviously I don't fully believe that because I think misinformation is rampant and you can't fully blame people, especially today, in today's age. But yeah, right now, Patreon episodes you're looking at by the end of the month. This one, because we haven't recorded it yet, might be a little bit late, but I've even mentioned this episode. So this is a special episode. It's a new format. Marta, you're the one who listens to Jake and Amir, yeah? So I'm sure you're aware, if people aren't aware. They have a format where, because they get so many emails, they're an advice podcast, they get a ton of emails. They only read like 2 an episode. So that's the meme. But they used to read more. But they do episodes where they play, the Game Boy, right? The Game Boy comes in and they try to guess a word, and they search their email inbox and they try to guess a word that only nets one result, one email. And so we did that. And Erica fucking nailed it on the first one. But Christian did not nail it in any of them, which is fine. It's hard. It's literally impossible. But it was fun because we got to read a bunch of listener submissions. So the danger of that is like, and maybe on Jake and Amir, they do a good job at cutting around it because they're professionals. But I know for like us, like we get a lot of stories that are just like people being like, hey, and then they'll just like tell a trauma. They're like, hey, like SA, or like, hey, like suicide stuff. And it's like, we're not going to read that. And so like if we're playing this game and then one of those comes up, we obviously can't read that. And we don't know. Like typically if we're reading a story for the podcast, we read it beforehand. So we know what's going on in it. But there's no prediction. There's no way of knowing. But this episode, relatively scot-free. We had a few technical errors, but that's okay. So the thing, Martha, is like people just want validation. And I get it. Like I get validation seeking, like especially with some of those instances, like definitely feel for the people, but yeah, it's just not. But I personally, like with any sort of content creation and like the way I do my episodes, I know maybe my episodes aren't for everybody, and I get that. I just really, really enjoy laughing at, like, I guess it's partially is yeah, that's true. Probably part of it is parasocial. Although I think sometimes it's literally people who like, because if you look at let me just look at our TikTok DMs. People like find our show, and I don't even know if it's parasocial at that point. They just like find the podcast or find the show or whatever, and then they're immediately just like, oh, here's an example. And I think it's more of like, I would put it more under validation seeking, but it's like main character syndrome almost, where they're like, you read a story, my life is so wild, XD, like you're gonna love this story. And it's just like a horrible time. Like here's honestly, this might be a good story. I don't read the TikTok DMs because we get so many, and they're mostly bad. But like this person's title, am I the asshole for not letting my girlfriend be friends with the person she cheated on me with? It's like, obviously no. And like, what, they're just going to describe how they were cheated on. And like, that's the gist of the post or the submission is like, this is how she cheated on me. This is how frequently she cheated on me. And it's like, why do you think we would want to read that? That's just sad, man. But, I personally am a big fan of like, I guess it's kind of Schadenfreude, but I just love laughing at dumb dudes. And so like that's why a lot of mine focus around that stuff, because I think that stuff is so funny. Partially because sometimes there was a world where I wasn't that far removed from something like that, you know what I mean? So oh, this is nice. Somebody said, hey, really sorry. I made a comment during the live as a joke, but accidentally made y'all uncomfortable. And I just want to apologize. Sorry again. That's cute. Wait, Quinn, are you actually the person? Are you actually the person that Walter White is talking to? There you go, Lem. See, and that's a nice way to look at it. Don't make a parasocial relationship with us. Use us to springboard into actual online relationships with other people. Goodbye, V. Have a good night. That's true, Lem. That's true. I don't know. But yeah, we get a lot of stuff that's like trauma dumpy, and it's like $33.25 Circle Jerk. And look, sometimes trauma dumping is funny, but a lot of the times you need to have context for the trauma dumping. And believe it or not, a lot of people aren't natural writers, and sometimes those people who are writing aren't good at like giving context, and then it's literally just like out of context trauma dumping into people that they don't know, and it's like, we don't want to. That's not a good time for us. Ghost Slayer, thank you for the follow. We back, Griff Life, we back. What does my crew neck say? The one I'm wearing or the one that's in the episode? Because the one I'm wearing right now says USA Grandpa, authentic, original, A1 quality. And then the one in the episode says turn off chat for a second. One in the episode says USA Grandpa, authentic, original, A1 quality. Ghost Slayer, thank you. Thank you for loving the podcast. What's your favorite episode? If you love the podcast so much, tell me your favorite joke. If you love the podcast, then you should know the joke. Lem, I feel you on that. My coworker, I don't know if Kat's still in here, loves trauma dumping, but we have the relationship to where she can do that, and it doesn't bother me negatively most days. And if it does bother me most days, I at least try to say like, hey, not right now. I don't always say that. Sometimes I just ignore her, and then she gets mad at me for ignoring her. But it'd be insane if you guys got Eddie Burr back on the pod. So Eddie and us are mutuals on TikTok, and we're theoretically going to have him on the podcast eventually. The thing is, like, so Eddie's a pretty big internet personality. I definitely don't want to be annoying and like constantly be like, hey, when. And he doesn't check his TikTok DMs. I don't know if you listen to his old podcast that shall not be named, but Ghost, it's fine. I was just giving you shit. Always, hey, as long as you're plugging the pod, that doesn't matter. They say on their old podcast where they're like, we're really bad at scheduling things, and now like firsthand, I could be like, I could see that. But I think part of it is because TikTok DMs, one, are hard to navigate through. They aren't when you have. And I'm sure he gets even more than we do. When you have a large account, TikTok DMs are terrible to navigate through. And I just don't think he checks his TikTok DMs a ton. I tried emailing his business email, and I got through to like 2 other people. I didn't know what was going on. That's still a thing. And I don't want to be like, oh, thank you, Ghost Slayer, for gifting. Thank you so much to Malorizzle. Malorizzle, if you're in here, congratulations. But we're mutuals with Sabrina, and like I've talked to Sabrina a few times, which is still fucking insane to me. Sabrina's great. But part of me is like, I could probably reach out to Sabrina and be like, hey, you should text Eddie. But also I don't want to like step over bounds. Or be annoying or like whatever. So we're just playing it slow. But Eventually, we're gonna stop being lazy and get some fucking awesome guests on. We just have getting guests between content creators is a lot of time and effort, and it's hard. And it doesn't sound like it'd be hard. It sounds like it should just be like, yeah, you guys just make content, just like hook up. But like, we have 3 people. Oh no, Walter White, no. He said something weird about liking your body type. He's not gonna like the podcast, and that's what I'm worried about. That sucks, Walter. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're eventually gonna get some banger guests. Banger guests. Yeah, and because then you burn bridges and everything. But we'll get him eventually. From what I'm aware, he still likes us, or at least doesn't hate us. He follows us on Twitch, and he came into a Twitch stream once, and he'll comment on our videos every now and then and stuff like that. But on TikTok. Girafalo. So if we got Danny Gonzalez, yeah. Does Danny use TikTok? We could probably reach out to Danny. But Drew was on. Well, now Drew has her own podcast, right? But Drew, the thing with Drew and like a lot of the content creators, obviously, they all live in LA, and we don't live in LA. So all the LA content creators can like do collabs easily, and I have a fear that once COVID ends, and like it kind of already is ending, people aren't going to want to do virtual guest appearances, and it kind of scares me a little bit too. Maybe that's an unfounded fear, like an unrealistic fear to have. But Drew just started her own podcast. She was also on Two Hot Takes, from what I'm aware of. So I don't know if they would want to share a guest pool. Obviously, Two Hot Takes is bigger than us anyway, but it doesn't really matter. But so if you don't know who Girafalo is, Girafalo has a wait, they live in Minnesota? Really? All right, maybe I'm wrong. But I just assumed that they moved to LA, or that they live in LA. Yeah, I mean, Two Hot Takes is way bigger. But so if you don't know who Drew is, Drew has a very big social media, very big TikTok. Is MN Montana? And she lives in LA. Okay, that's what I thought. Is MN Minnesota or Montana? Montana's MT. So yeah, it's Minnesota. What was I saying? Oh, it's Girafalo, really big TikTok account. She has a new podcast too. I don't know how big it is, but she just like roasts dudes, and she just fucking obliterates dudes, absolutely fucking obliterates them. And then when people try to clap back at her, she just fucking destroys them. Christian, are you in here? Ghost Slayer, thank you for the Prime subscription. Absolute legend. Thank you so much. Yes, Girafalo does laugh very hard. Yep. Christian, how much of tea can I spill regarding things? He's gonna say no tea. Okay. So this is what happened with us and Two Hot Takes. We've never contacted them. We have no contact with them. So here's from our perspective what went down. And we've never contacted them. So don't like tag or do anything fucking weird, because whatever. I don't want to have any ill will or anything like that. So, there's no. Don't like be all, don't be all like whatever. We know we share. Obviously, we have a very similar podcast. So we know we share listenership. Like I know, like on YouTube, on your YouTube metrics, it shows like other channels that your viewers watch, and they're one of the channels that our viewers watch. So we understand that and we get comments all the time. People think that Erica is the host of Two Hot Takes because they kind of sound similar. They just both have a real like vocal fry. If that's the way to describe it, I don't know. But anyway, when we were first blowing up on TikTok, they have always had a much larger TikTok than us, right? When we started our I guess I'll go back. When we started our podcast, we tried to search up like podcasts with similar premises to ours, and just like reading Reddit stories and like specifically like Am I the Asshole stuff. And we didn't really find anything. I think we found one show, but it wasn't that big. And so, because obviously we didn't want to like create something that already has too big of a market, right? So we created our show in March of 2020. Or March or April was about when we started recording. We didn't release it until June. I'll turn off. I'll switch the music. I'll turn off the music for a second. So we started our show, and story time. So we started our show. We didn't have like any success for about close to a year. It was just under a year. We were probably around episode 46. And then I posted a few clips to TikTok. We started to gain traction. And then that's when we were made aware of other shows that had similar things to us. So obviously there's r/. r/ is a big YouTube account. Whoever runs r/ actually reached out to us pretty early on. They were like trying to ask for tips on how to get big on TikTok and all that stuff, which is actually kind of funny. But we got tagged constantly in Two Hot Takes' videos, or I guess it was the opposite. People were commenting on our posts saying that we were stealing from Two Hot Takes. And we didn't even know they existed. And so obviously getting us being accused of stealing stuff, we were like, what? Like, no, we aren't. Like, what do you mean? And so I looked them up. Their actual physical podcast is newer than ours by a couple months. I don't keep up with them because I don't want to plagiarize. I don't want to even accidentally, like, when you're like, I actually kind of stopped listening to like comedy stuff that I enjoy because I don't want to. I could sometimes hear myself stealing bits, or like not intentionally, but like I would sometimes like just in the back of my brain hear something. It happens all the time with content creators, from what I understand. So I kind of had to stop listening to stuff I like. Anyway, that was a tangent. So I don't keep up with Two Hot Takes. From what I understand, they're a slightly newer show than ours in terms of like they haven't been doing it as many episodes, but we didn't steal from them. And so when people would tag like, you guys are just stealing from Two Hot Takes, we would say back, or I would say back, obviously I run the TikTok, I would always say back like, hey, we aren't stealing. There's room for both podcasts to exist. And then sometimes I would say like, just because it would get annoying, I would say like, our podcast is older than theirs. Like our podcast, like we've been doing it longer. Like you can't say that we stole the idea of an Am I the Asshole subreddit, or I'll go to full screen for you guys. You can't say that we've been stealing the idea because our podcast is older. And yeah, that's the thing. Is like people have the same ideas for things. Obviously, we're not the only two podcasts either. I can't even tell based off their YouTube how many episodes they have. Not important. But obviously, we're about to hit episode. I'm editing episode 90. And then obviously, yeah, as you guys are saying, you guys can see where it's going. They're on episode 54. So we're almost, I mean, unless they don't release every week, I don't really know. I don't check. I don't care to check because I don't want to accidentally steal stuff. But to be fair,
we did do a story that they had done the week prior. We didn't get it from them, but as you guys are saying, Reddit is a website that everybody can access, and you can sort by top, and you can see the top posts, and you can see stories that, you know, like as a content creator, we can know if a story is going to do well or not, if people are going to like it. And so that's the thing, as we kept getting tagged, and it was getting annoying. And I kept saying, like, we never had contact with Two Hot Takes, but we just kept saying, hey, and we don't need to talk shit about Two Hot Takes. Don't worry. Like, that's fine. They can, again, we have no qualms with them. But we kept getting tagged in their shit, and people accusing us of stealing. And part of it, and this is only a part of it, and I don't want to make it seem like this is even a big thing, or like that it's like, oh, poor me for being a white man. But a part of it was just because we had a male dominated, or a male podcast. We had two men on our podcast, because we had multiple, like many comments of people saying like, oh, two like men stealing from an all woman podcast, go figure, and like shit like that. And it's like, one, Erica is on the podcast, and two, we didn't fucking steal anything. So like, what do you can't just make shit up. So eventually Two Hot Takes blocked us. I don't know why, but they blocked us. And the only reason why I know they blocked us is, again, I don't check. Is because somebody tagged us and said, hey, you're stealing from at Two Hot Takes or something. And I clicked on the at, and it went to a blank page. And I was like, oh shit, did Two Hot Takes get banned off TikTok? And then I went on my alt account, and I was able to see the page, and I was like, oh, they blocked us. And they never once contacted us. They never once they never once said anything to us. And from our viewpoint, we didn't say anything bad. I can understand if maybe they saw a comment where I said like, our podcast is older, or our show is older. Like, I understand how that can be misconstrued, and like if that's what she saw, whatever. But what because they had been doing TikTok longer than us, so they had been putting their content. By Ghost Slayer, sorry that I'm ruining or I'm ranting, but so they had been doing TikTok longer, so maybe they thought I was trying to say that I was lying. I don't know. I don't really know. Or again, I don't really care. And so when I see that like Girafalo went on there, a little bit of me is like, because obviously, again, when it comes to like content creation, so much of it is marketing, and not marketing. Well, it is marketing, but it's networking. And being from rural central Illinois, and also having our own lives that we haven't fully put on pause, our other lives. We still all have 9-to-5 jobs. We don't have the time, effort, resources to network, as well as somebody who just like, if you just live in LA, you're in networking circles. Like, that's just a fact, right? And so like, if we lived in LA and like Sabrina was a fan of our show, maybe we could hang out with Sabrina, and then we would see her friends. You know what I'm saying? So like, we don't have that. That's not afforded to us. We don't have that luxury. We just live in the middle of fucking cornfields, and we have people at Culver's be like, hey, I know your show. And we're like, yeah, thanks. Cool. Eventually they unblocked us. I don't know why or when. I just saw one of their things on my For You page on the Judges pod. So now I guess we're on fine terms, but it's just interesting. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. And this is where I could get into speculation, but I mean, speculation isn't healthy, but by epilepsy, I mean, that's pretty much the end of it. The only thing I can think is one of the times that we stole a story is at that point we were actually recording episodes like 3 weeks in advance. And so we would record an episode, and then so like we would read it, and like the post would be 1 day old. We'd be like, oh man, this is a good post. And the post would be 1 day old. And then what would happen is we would post it 3 weeks later. And in that time between us reading the post and then the posting on TikTok, like 4 other TikTok accounts would do that same story. And so we would be the last ones posting it, which would make us look like we were stealing it, right? Yeah, you have to thank Shiba, Cutie Shiba, for the emotes. They're so good. So that happened on one of the stories around, it was like June or July, I can't remember. And this is where it's entirely speculation. And that's around when they blocked us, was when we copied this story. And it happened on an episode that they had Michaela, or I don't know her last name, that She Rates Dogs person on Twitter in their podcast. And that was like right when that I don't know if it's her friend, the person that she hosted the podcast with, unfortunately, passed away. And I don't know if that was just like, oh, it looked like we were stealing content from an episode that had just come out from somebody who was dealing with like a loss. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it was all in that same time period. And then that's when they blocked us. So I don't know. I have no idea. That's the only thing I can think of, because from what I understand on our end, we didn't do anything. We've still never had contact with them. I don't want to have like negative energy between us, but that's the only thing I can think. And that's the tea, sis. That's all of the tea that I got. Which isn't really tea. It's just like, it's great crew neck. Thank you, Aurora, bought it for me. But yeah, talking to a different guy. There you go, Walter. Move on and plug. And Marta, the thing is that could be possible. They could have been upset or, over getting tagged on our stuff as well. But it just seems weird to like block another, like a fellow content creator in the same space without warning, without reaching out, without anything, and just being like, nope, you're blocked. Like, it just seems weird. So I don't fully buy that, but it could be possible. I think probably something got taken out of context or something. I don't know. But you guys, obviously I'm not necessarily the most reliable source for like the Judgies spin. Obviously I'm heavily biased towards the Judgies. We don't steal content. I would feel like such a piece of garbage. Like Christian and I always have this talk over and over. Like, we already don't feel like super great about like just reading internet content, which is why we try to do the Circle Jerk. It's why we try to do jokes and stuff. We try to bring something to the pod. We do listener submissions. That way, like, we're giving back to the people who support us. Like, that's what we try to do, because we already feel like we don't want to just like, thank you for cheering 5 bits, Spooky Meatloaf. We already feel like we're kind of just like ripping content. So that's why we try to be transformative with our content and at least introduce something new and unique with the Circle Jerk every week. That's how I feel, Lem, but some people don't feel that way. And like, also I get it. Like, because there are TikTok accounts that just, I'm sure you've seen them. They just read the Reddit stories with like a Siri or like a robot voice. And, that's their content on TikTok, and they get millions of views. And we're just like, well, at least we're not that. Ludi, you say that. It's so hard to not get in your head about it. It's so hard. It's just so hard. But thank you. I always, Christian brings in the shopping and the fun streams and like the good stuff. You know what you're going to get when Josh streams? You're getting at minimum like 5 rants, like 5-minute rants. That's what you get with the Josh stream. And that's why my emote is me raging about my crew neck. Lynn, I appreciate you. I appreciate you with me calling me a great lyricist. You do not need to lie. I do sing the song Sister Christian to Christian many times with different plays on the words sister. Mainly Fister, if I'm being honest. Angry Joshua, that's me. Thank you, Dubo. I like our podcast, and like ultimately at the end of the day, obviously we're trying to like put out good content and everything, and like make money and be able to make our lives better by having this as a potential job / career. I really enjoy our podcast, and from every piece of content that I've consumed, I've always loved YouTube content. I've always consumed content. The one piece of advice I've always heard is create what you would want to view. And I try to live by that. And god damn it if I don't think our fucking podcast is so funny. So as honestly, at the end of the day, if I think like, one, I have fun. Obviously Christian and Eric are my best friends. I have fun making it. It's a good fucking show to me. And that's all I really care about. I'm not trying to fish for compliments, but thank you guys. You guys are all so nice. Obviously, we wouldn't be anything without you guys, and we all really appreciate it. We want, and like Lalicha, we want to put out more. Like this is why we started doing the Twitch streams. Like obviously, this is detrimental to me editing. Is I could have easily edited this whole podcast by now, but we try to put out more content. We try to make sure we're pushing out content for you guys, because we want to make sure that you guys are, I don't know, getting what you guys pay for, which even sitting through an ad is, too much. Distractible. That's also Blaziken. That there's another one on YouTube that we have that people listen to. Actually, Eco Joe, I stopped playing Legends Arceus a little bit ago. I did the Avalugg trial, and I stopped before the legendaries part, but I might start playing it on my lunch breaks again. Actually been playing Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West, and god damn it, it's so fucking good. And I'll be playing Elden Ring on stream probably Saturday. Probably won't play it Friday because we're recording an episode Friday, but really, Griff? I mean, 2 Hot Takes is big, and like, good for them. I think that's awesome, but Avalugg was a bullshit boss. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're good at games or not. But another great thing about content creation is like, it's really interesting. Again, as somebody who's consumed a lot of online content, I know you guys call me a boomer and everything. I've always been a very online person when it comes to like YouTube, and TikTok, and like I've always wanted to. It's probably my ego. I've always enjoyed like creative processes and stuff like that. It's really interesting to see on this side of things how stuff works, because when you're on the other side and you're just like, come on, man, just upload more content, and then you get on the other side and you're like, oh man, it's rough, or it can be rough. Gwen, don't say that. I'm sure that's a joke, but don't say that. I'm sure that's a joke, but we don't need to be saying stuff like that. Something funny. and this kind of ties into what I've been talking about. In this episode, so we get emails all the time, like you guys are saying, it brightens your day and everything, listening to the podcast. We get a lot of emails that are like, man, your guys' podcast really helps me forget about the day-to-day. It helps me forget about, my struggles in my real life and all that stuff. So thank you. And you guys help me, yada, yada, yada. Obviously, really, really heartfelt, touching stuff. I thought it'd been really, really, really fucking funny as a Circle Jerge to do, like, what do I say here? I say, like, here's some things that you are forgetting about. Here's some real life struggles. And then I don't actually name anything real life struggles because I wouldn't want to like trigger anything, but it's pretty fucking funny. It's nothing crazy. It's mainly just like cleaning stuff around the house, which I think can probably come off as a little bit ableist for stuff, but I try to play it off as funny. Uno? What an odd request. Oh, we can put music on. The music stopped. That's why it's awkward. Let's get Misery Business back going. I am not the anime watcher. Christian's the anime watcher. I'm not against an Uno stream. I just think it's kind of a funny thing. It's not DMCA. I have it set up so that way when the VOD gets put out, that it won't play. It won't play the music on the VOD. So it's actually a workaround. And pretty much Twitch is like, yeah, that's fine. If you're a bigger streamer, it's probably not fine. But I actually had a Twitch staff the last time I streamed 2 weeks ago. There's somebody from Twitch staff in here while I was playing copyrighted music, and I was like, "Is this okay?" And they're like, "Yeah." So, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm not taking credit for this. I'm not taking credit for this. Actually, I was watching one of Kip's VODs. And because we're new to streaming, we try to make it entertaining, and with streaming, there's parts where there's up times, there's down times, yada yada yada. And when there's an awkward silence, we're lucky enough because we had a platform before this that we have at a minimum 20 to 30 people in here at a minimum, so there's almost always conversation, we can be talking, but there's still dead spots, you know what I mean? And I was listening to Kip's stream or a VOD, and they had, I think they're normally a couple hundred people in their chat, and Kip's great. Go follow him. And I was like, oh, cool. There's like just dead air for like a couple seconds. Like, this is cool. Like, this is really cool. Like, it makes me feel better about myself. And then someone asked, what song is that? And Kip's like, oh, it's this song. And it was like, I don't know what song it was, but it was as if they said like David Guetta or something. And I was like, wait, what? That's a copyright song. Why am I not hearing that on the VOD? And so I messaged them and I was like, hey, what? I thought you couldn't do that. And they're just like, oh no, like here's a YouTube video on how to set it up. And so pretty much I have it to where you guys can hear the music. I kind of can't hear the music because it's not playing in my headphones. It's playing off of a speaker over here. But on the Twitch VOD, it's not there. So when Twitch runs its checks after the VOD is posted, it won't ever like flag like, hey, you were listening to copyrighted music on stream. If somebody were in here and reported me, I'm sure that would be an issue. But from what I understand, that doesn't really happen on Twitch. As long as I'm not just literally sitting here playing hours of copyrighted music and not talking, then I'm pretty sure it's fine. Walter, you know what? This is a good episode for them to listen to as well, because we start off by talking about how men have issues. And then I say like, hey, don't be a meninist, be a feminist. So that's not a bad one to reel random men into. Can't believe I stumbled upon a mother freaking Josh edit, dude. Hell yeah, brother. Go, Ronnie. Yeah, the copyright stuff, it's so silly. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, again, I like to be relatively in the content creator sphere. I don't know if you guys saw Matt Pat's video on like the whole Twitch stuff with like restreaming MasterChef and stuff. I'm pretty pro React content because it's transformative. I don't see how people can be anti that. And if you watch Matt Pat's video on it, who does the game theory channels or like movie theories, all that stuff, he talks about why it's bad. And the only reason why he says it's bad is because it's against the law. And it's like, what the fuck is that argument? People shouldn't be flagged. People should not be fucking flagged for using a 2-second clip of audio or video on a 1-hour video. Why does that make sense? They're transforming it. I can tell you, if Hassan Piker was not watching MasterChef, I would have watched 0 fucking hours of MasterChef. But because he was, and I like Hassan, then I get to watch MasterChef, and now I know who the fuck Graham is. Like I didn't know who Graham was, but now I do. And like because of that, I went and watched other Gordon Ramsay videos in my free time. I've always enjoyed watching Kitchen Nightmares. So like, what are you gonna do? Like that's so good. Just getting my nails in a local place. There's a young girl bellowing, "We are the champions." It made me want to cry. That's some Queen shit, honestly. Absolute Queen shit to be singing that song. Someone asked how long would it take to edit the stream without the stream? Hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe. Yeah, and like the fact that Graham was like tweeting Hassan memes, like fucking Gordon Ramsay was like tweeting about it too. Like they like it. They like the thing about content creators, unless you're an absolute fucking asshat, is like I want people to see my content. Like I want people to view my content and enjoy it. And unless you're just completely shamelessly ripping it and not giving credit or anything like that, then people enjoy it. Like I get pissed when there's shit on TikTok that they just steal our audio and they don't credit us. But that's different than like if like there's a huge TikTok account. They have like over 6 million followers. We're actually mutuals with him. His name's Jonathan Moss. He just like stitches or duets people reading Am I the Hassle stories, and he just reacts to the story himself. That's fine. He's transforming it. That's awesome. And then people see our content, and a few of them come over, and that's really cool. And people come in our content section, and they're like, "Hey, Jonathan Moss, you should react to this one." It's all money. It's because the network thinks they can make more money by flagging it. It's so silly. It's so silly. Does it get annoying listening to the pod while editing it since you're in it? Like listening to your own voice. It was weird for like a minute, like when we first started, but I listened to the first episode, like episode 1, probably like 12 times before we released it. And by the time, because we ran through multiple edits, we had to make sure it sounded good, if it was even a good concept for a show. And by the time I got done with that first episode, it was like, you get used to it. I even listened to the show when we put it out. Like obviously we record it, and then I'll edit every other episode, and then when the episode comes out, I'll listen to it. So I listen to everything 3 times at least, and then I also listen to the TikToks every day. Yeah. I'm sure there's nobody in here who's gonna be like pro networks, so I'm probably just screaming into a void. But yes, Kat is correct. I'm a white man. I love listening to my own voice, even though Kat talks way more than I do to me than I do to her. But to be fair, I think Kat hates listening to herself talk. She just can't stop herself. I think I've said it before. Ronnie with the Prime subscription. Let's go, brother. Head on over to Amazon Prime and link your Twitch account to it, and you can subscribe for free and steal that cash from Jeffy B. Thank you so much. Oh my God, guys, we're at 68 subs. Gotta give Hassan a break from crime. So, Ronnie, Hassan gets my Prime, and by my Prime, I mean Aurora's Prime that's linked to my Twitch account. And he was just saying the other day, he's like, you don't need to sub. I only run an ad every hour. And I'm like, oh yeah, I could probably subscribe to somebody else, but I watch so much Hassan that it's just there. The home team. Oh shit. I didn't realize that Paramore left. It's not doing Paramore Radio. And yeah, Hassan's emotes are great. Like you can't be upset with Hassan's emotes. I'm not Judgy's Pod isn't sub to Hassan, but my personal account is sub to Hassan, so I get to use those. You don't like Falling in Reverse by the song The Drug in Me Is You? How about Pierce the Veil? This is probably just playing off my like Gamer Piss 420. Absolutely 69 subscribers. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Delirium Tiger with the 69th sub. Oh, sorry, Lem. Thank you so much. Absolute legend, 69 subs. We need to get a how do I get the channel? I need to get that to show up on our page. I'm gonna write that down. That way I remember to do that. Gamer Piss 420. I wouldn't say it's a dope name. I think it's a name. But only on a technicality. Like No. Lem is our moderator. Erica doesn't I don't even know if she has a Twitch account. I'm sure she does, but her name would be Old Ricky if she did. Yeah, I mean, Gamer Piss 420, that's pretty pog of you, actually. Lem sent us a drunk email asking to be our mod with her full resume attached. And then we didn't respond to it. I flagged it as like, I should respond to this person. And then like 2 weeks later, we started a Twitch stream and Lem was in chat making fun of me. And I don't know, I think Lem mentioned, you mentioned something. I can't remember what you said, but I was like, wait, are you the person who emailed us? And you were like, yeah, I had a few drinks or something. I was like, oh, well, you could be mod. That's fine. Because like they had an actual resume. And I'm like, that's impressive. Like, and like, you know, I can trust them because it takes a certain kind of confidence and skill to do that. You know what I mean? And do I regret it? Like, I wouldn't say it's like it. It's more of like a remorse, you know? Like, it's not like a full regret. Are you winning, son? Hey, Draw, your mom said to get in this fucking stream. Was it accurate, Lem? That's the best I remember it. Actually, we were going through the emails a couple weeks ago, and I saw your email again, and I read through it again. It was really funny. I think I put it in the business folder. You want me to read it, Lem? I don't have to if you don't want me to. All right, this is the email from Lem. Hey, Judgies. My 23 MB name is Lem, and I live in a lame town in Texas with my cat, Soup. I'm a really big fan of the pod. While I work frequently, I'm always off on Mondays, and the new episodes are always a good start to my morning routine. You guys are funny as hell, and your opinions, when serious, very relatable. The dynamic is great, and I always enjoy the antics. Yep, you can find Soup pics in the Discord. Always souping around. Great name for a cat. Amazing name for a cat. I watched your live stream last Monday, and I really enjoyed watching you guys in the Raw. I believe that was our first live stream, and it was like kind of a mixed episode. Like we opened up mail. Luis was on it. However, I felt there was one thing missing. Me, as your moderator. I'm a moderator for a few of my friends who stream on Twitch sporadically. I find moderating to be a weirdly enjoyable way to pass the time. Banning spam bots, deleting rude messages. Who needs therapy? I've attached your resume with more info if you'd like to take a look. All jokes aside, I really love your podcast. I would just like to find a way to be involved in the communities that I enjoy. I appreciate your time and consideration. Lem. And then you linked your Discord and Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. And then you linked 3 pictures or 4 pictures of 3 pictures of your cat. Very cute pictures of Soup. Okay, 2 cute pictures and 1 picture. Let me download them so I don't dox you. I mean, it was a while ago, to be fair. Lem's great. Nothing but respect for Lem. And I mean, could you be any more honored than having Flyleaf play in the background while we're doing this? OBS opened up. How do you join the Discord? Gamer, if you go to our Patreon and pay $1, you can get into the Discord, but because you're subbed here, I can probably just send you the link in a second. Do display capture. Let's just do that. All right, so there's the pictures that you attached. This is Soup 1. This is Soup 2. And then Soup 3. Absolutely chaotic behavior in Soup 3. And then let me turn this off before I accidentally show something. Could you guys see that? Did I mute? I've been running on display capture left this whole time. Oh, no. We're good. Okay. So, and then Lem, as if that didn't do it, decided I'm going to write a whole ass resume, and I won't show it because it's got personal information on it. And by personal, I mean just an email. But it says Lemonbee, ban button enthusiast. Then Twitter, Discord, email. Make me objective. Make me a YouTube mod. As your channel grows and more people tune into your live streams, it will become more difficult to manage chat on your own. I should be able to do it. Let me make sure. I don't think there's any personal information here now. Okay. Oh, wait. Hang on. No. I have to double check the sides. I didn't look at the sides. All right. We should be all right. It's got your Discord on there. Sorry, Lem. But anyway. Make me a YouTube mod. As your channel grows and more people tune into your live streams, it'll become more difficult to manage chat on your own. Moderators act as a buffer between chat members and channel owners, actively participating in chat with other followers and informing channel owners of issues that may get lost in the endless scroll of messages. All I've ever learned is the instant gratification of blocking someone half a second after they say something homophobic during an Apex stream. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Experience, moderator for twitch.tv/Kanaka__, and current moderator for twitch.tv Mario Kitty. Key skills, meme lord, Sims 4 chicken papa, Stardew Valley chicken papa, Minecraft chicken papa. Responsibilities, monitoring chat for bots and harassment, issue warnings as needed, and banning of chat guidelines are not being kept, removing offensive or spam messages, engaging with other members of chat to ensure that chat is a safe and friendly environment for everyone, maintaining blah, 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 blah. Spam liking Aurora, Christian, Erica, and Josh's tweets. You know this is what got me. You know that this is the one that really got me. Mondays and Thursdays anytime. The random week I'm available after 2 p.m. CST. And then as a nice little thing here, Mayuki says nice in reference to twat, which was added as a permitted term by LemonBee via AutoMod. So there you go. Absolutely goblin behavior, if I do say so myself. Absolute goblin behavior. You know what? That's the kind of tenacity we like to see here on the Judges Pod team. And that's why Lem became part of it. Yeah, Lynn's great. Lem is great. Why did I say Lynn? Oh, because your name's Lynn. Lynn, you're also great. Have a burp. But Lem's great. No qualms with Lem so far. Up here. I like how I'm like, geez, I hope I don't look like a stalker. And you're like, spam liking your tweets, yeah. The ghost, the sword means that it's the mod, that Lem is a mod. I think I modded Draw because Draw helped me a ton with setting up stuff, and he seemed knowledgeable with Twitch stuff. The thing is, like, our community right now doesn't need a ton of mods. Thank you, Egg High, for the follow. We don't need a ton. Like, we're lucky enough that our community doesn't need a ton of moderation at the moment, so that's nice. Obviously, we're still pretty small and tight knit, but Lem has deleted a few bot messages and stuff like that. All right, Lalich, have a good time. Thanks for hanging out. That's all good, Draw. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. Eventually, when we're making money, we'll make sure our mods are subbed and everything like that too. Do you have much of a younger audience on the pod, we think? Our current podcast host, Simplecast, isn't great with metrics on stuff like that. Let me look it up real quick. Anchor was really good. Anchor was really good with metrics on our listenership. Our YouTube, this YouTube stuff is pretty accurate. So our main listenership is actually around Erica. I said, oh fuck, I forgot I'm old. I forgot I'm 27. I forgot we're 27. It's around 24-ish on the podcast stuff. But we do have a decent amount of listeners who are like 18 to 24. Let's see here. Does Simplecast say it anymore? The thing is, Simplecast doesn't say it. ages, but YouTube does. So we'll look at our YouTube analytics. But yeah, we're like 70% female listenership. Anchor had better stats for it. We're like 70% female, and then like 24% male, and like 6% like non-binary or didn't answer. So like, I don't know. That seems good, you know? Like that, like, I'm glad. I would be pretty like I would say I'm surprised that it's primarily female and just cuz you know, it does have 2 men on it, but I'm glad that it's primarily female cuz obviously better. Women are better people. I don't know how else to say that. Non-straight white men are better than. So like I do, but the thing is, one, we try not to cater to super young. Like, I don't want a ton of like super young listeners, but what is going on with my page here? But you know, I don't want like all 50-year-olds. Flutie, so what I was saying though, like TikTok, our TikTok followers it's actually closer to it's like 58% females and like 42% male. There's a very small NB percentage, but I don't know if when you're signing up for TikTok you could actually put that you're NB. I know now you can do your pronouns. But I can look that up too. But nothing wrong with 50-year-olds. I just like don't need a bunch of boomers telling me that when I say ACAB that they're gonna like write into their fucking politician that they need to like take my show off of the internet. You know what I mean? But let's see here. We can look at like TikTok skews younger for sure. So that's why I'm kind of surprised. Draw, you're 57? There's no fucking way. You're fucking with me. There's absolutely no fucking way. I refuse to believe that. Let's see here. Let's look at our analytics on TikTok here. Making sure I'm not showing anything. You can't prove I'm not? Yeah, that's true, Draw. But that kind of makes you a shitter. 36 NB, am I the asshole? Am I the audience? I don't think you are, to be fair. This is our TikTok followership, which isn't entirely representative of our show, because people hate follow us on TikTok more than they hate follow us on other apps. So it says 42% male and then 57.8% female. So there isn't an NB like option on TikTok, I guess. But you can see we're obviously primarily United States. That's what that top one says. 72% United States. We're pretty much in yeah, I mean, I'm not upset with hate follows. I mean like it skews a little bit. But yeah, it's I hate that you follow me on TikTok. Yeah, my TikTok is fucking chaos. But YouTube, let's see here. Analytics on YouTube audience. I don't want to show you guys this because it has money stuff, but look at our audience breakdown. So our YouTube is 69.7% female, 29.1% male, and 1.3% user specified, which I guess that would be the non-binary stuff. I don't know what user specified means. I guess that means non-female male. I don't know. And then on YouTube, I grew up in hate follows. Lots of tire swings there. So, oh Jesus Christ! How did I not catch the 69? I was like, why is everybody saying nice? We are at 1.4% of our YouTube audience is 13 to 17 years old. I think people probably lie about their age a lot on stuff like that. So 1.4%, 13 to 17. We also don't mark our stuff as child friendly, so we don't get pushed child friendly stuff. 18 to 24 is listed at 45.7%. 25 to 34 is 45.3%. So around half our listenership is my age, around 27. The gap between 25 to 34. So on YouTube. So there you go. Whoever, Flutie, you were worried about it, you're right in the sweet spot there. And then 35 to 44 is 6.1. 45 to 54, 1.3. 55 to 64, 0.1. 65 and up is 0.3%. So we're lumped in the same age. No. So yeah, that's a pretty good. I would say that's a pretty good distribution there. I can't see. Remember wife birthday 1023 93. Thank you for the follow. That's so fucking funny. Draw, did you have your face? I remember thinking you were probably in your like late 20s or 30s. Unless I don't know names. That's such a funny fucking name. Backpack Barbs, thank you for the raid. Hello, everybody. You have stumbled upon me not doing anything. Hello. You just missed an analytics breakdown of our listenership. Welcome. This is awesome. If you don't know, I am one of the 3 hosts of a podcast called The Judges Podcast. You guys should go ahead and give it a listen. We're at Judges Pod on everything, as you can see on the bottom of the screen here. It's a fun, good time. If not, you can just hang out here on Twitch. Backpack Barbs, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Big fan of the pod. Awesome. Really appreciate it. Always be plugging. You missed earlier. We were going through listeners' dating apps, and they were plugging the podcast to their matches. Oh, Walter White, you're the one doing it. There you go. But thank you so much, Backpack Barbs. I'll return the favor someday. I promise. Reverse gatekeep, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like plugging in a way. All right, Flutie. I'm probably ending stream here soon anyway as well, unfortunately. Didn't get much editing done, but that's okay. We like vibing in this chat. We always enjoy vibing. Just listening to pop punk music. I don't even know what's playing. Ohio is for Lovers. Amazing song. Vibing in chat. Getting angry, going on rants as we do. 24-hour stream now. Draw. The thing is, I would. Not today, obviously. But yeah, hell yeah, retired emo kids. We all retired when MGK put out his cover of Misery Business, and then also the Emo Girls song. I also stole a page from Christian's book, and I edited most of this episode off air because, you know, that's how it is. What is our pod about? Synopsis. So me, Christian, and Erica, we find stories on mainly Reddit, but like online, and mainly like, am I the asshole? Today I fucked up, stuff like that. Read them, laugh at them, judge them, hence why we're called the Judges. I think it's a good time. It's pretty much what we do. We also do little fun segments, have good recurring jokes, all that good stuff. So if you like that, which I think is pretty popular, there's plenty of podcasts that do it, but we put our own spin on it. We put a spin that only 3 white people from the Midwest could spin on it. You know what I mean? But we try to be as least influenced by being 3 white people from the Midwest as we can be. And you know what? That spin may or may not be poop. You're right. It probably is poop. Most days is probably poop. If it's Christian's episode, it's definitely poop. Yes, and we're all pissed. Hey, we're all piss babies here. We're all piss babies. We're all shitlords. We're all piss babies. You know what I mean? We don't shy away from any topics regarding the toilets, and we're very poop positive. Very, very poop positive. Because really, there's no other way to live. You know, we don't want the stigma associated with it. But here on Twitch, Christian and I edit, fuck around, mainly fuck around. Group poop. So like, you mean now is the pooping done together and then you flush, or is it more of a like we all poop individually, put it in a Ziploc bag, bring it to the community meetings once a week, then put it on a toilet and flush it together? Because we do the second one. We'll poop and then come together as a community and flush it. It's honestly part of the reason why the podcast started is because Christian and Erica were coming to my house so frequently because they needed to flush their poops. And so they would come over and like they would have their pots and pans full of shit because they shit so much. And then, you know, we were like, while we're here, we may as well record a podcast. Everyone's pooping in their own home simultaneously. So you kind of have like, instead of like, hey, reminder, everybody take a drink of water right now. You're just like, hey, everybody go fucking push one out. Because that's fucking amazing. One big toilet's also an option. We will say that is an option. I mean, I personally think that's weird. I will be all for pooping and bringing my poop together. I am not for pooping on the same toilet as somebody else. That's where I draw the line. Okay, I'm sorry. If that makes me a poop prude, then maybe. A poop time channel points. Sit on the toilet until you shit. Sit on that toilet until you shit. We have to set that up. We're new to Twitch. We have no idea what we're doing most of the time. So I need to set up. I only have one command set up, which is follow us, I think, which is kind of lame. I think it's still up. Yeah, there we go. I need to set up more of those. I need to set up a better about section on the bottom. I need to set up redemption points, all that good stuff. Bidet or crusty butthole? So funny you ask. Neither. I'll say that. Although I know you're gonna say that I don't have a bidet, so I have a crusty butthole. If I shit, I'm taking a shower. It's just there ain't many hours between shit and shower for me. We almost got sponsored by Tushy. We made a TikTok and we tagged Tushy in it, and they DM'd us and they're like, "Hey, fucking, we'll sponsor you and everything." And we still could. Honestly, I should probably reach out to them and get it done because Christian for like 4 or 5 years has just been like, I really want a bidet, but he's too cheap to buy one. And I've always wanted to buy him one for Christmas, but I never got around to it. So Tushy pusher, Barbs, you're a big Tushy pusher. I'm glad. I'm glad. Maybe I'll reach out to them and say that Backpack Barbs sent us a reference. They're only $25. I guess I haven't looked at the price. That's such an affordable price for Tushy. Man, I'm so glad that Tushy is a nice, affordable way to keep my butthole clean after taking a nice big old steaming log. But don't buy it until we get our offer code. I know now they're like even in like Walmarts around us, which is crazy. I remember looking when like bidets first entered like mainstream talking points in America, which was like 4 years ago, and it was a little bit more expensive. But from what I understand, you don't even need the hot water. Like the hot water just adds an element of it's like, oh, you think you're better than me? You think you're better than me that you have hot water on your bidet? Yeah, I mean, especially like other cultures that just like they other cultures they don't do that. Like I think parts of India they just wash it right away, and that's the thing. That's just what they always do, and they look at us and like, toilet paper? You idiot. Yeah, I would love to get sponsored by them. Maybe I'll email them tonight. Because the thing with Tushy sponsorships is they want you to send like a skit or like a clip of you being funny talking about shit. And when we first were looking at sponsorships and stuff, that was like a barrier of like, oh, we have to like cut something. But when we DM'd them on TikTok, I could probably show you the DMs. They were literally like, yeah, just send the TikTok that you sent. And that'll probably be good for the marketing. And I'm like, oh yeah, we do talk about shit a lot. So like it'll be a bidet when you get that bidet money. Very good, very good. Christian Erica, big squatty potty pushers. I'm a very big naughty potty. Meaning, no, I don't use one. We have a stool in our bathroom downstairs that we can sometimes use, but my toilet upstairs is a low toilet, so you kind of get the natural squatty potty. The thing is, I'm so tall as a 5'9" man. Yeah, I don't have long shitting times. I'm in and out minute every time. I don't have an issue with it. Christian uses the toilet so much he got to use the squatty potty. Erica is on the toilet so long when she does, she needs the squatty potty. Me personally, it's not something I need. Let me go to the Tushy DMs. So December 11th, let's leak these DMs. That was the last time we talked to him. Is that focusing? I said, okay, Tushy, what's up? We're doing this thing or what? And they said, it's the end of the year. Our Tushies are tired out. Let's look into this for 2022 for sure. And then they gave us an email to reach out to, and I never did. So maybe I will. How tall is Christian? Christian is 6'3". I think he's 6'3". Christian's tall. 6'2", 6'3". He's a tall boy. Erica's like a solid 5'10". And I'm a gentleman's 5'9". Okay, Doc. Okay, we get it. You're tall too. Jesus. Don't need to rub it in my face. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I would definitely get a bidet as soon as we got that offer code, but he's almost as tall as me. Damn. Yeah, Ronnie. We do. I mean, we talk about shit, but it's not like all we talk about. You know what I mean? We talk shit more than we talk about shit. Christian always laughs whenever he goes on stream because he says whenever he goes in, people are immediately like talking about shit, which is kind of funny. I don't talk about it as much, honestly. And like this might be behind the scenes. This might be behind the scenes T Goss drama, like behind the scenes judges tea. So you guys are all in really like esteemed spot here to be hearing this right now. I actually really hate talking about my own shits. I really dislike it. I don't really enjoy necessarily listening to other people talk about their shits. We have a Discord channel that is talking about poop. I don't go in it. It literally, I go in it to like clear that there's messages in there, and I don't read it. I really hate it. I think it's disgusting. I don't like it, but Christian likes it. And so I put up with it for him. Christian, big shit talker. He loves it. So Barbs, the thing is about that is I saw a TikTok and I was like, Christian's gonna love this. Because Christian I underestimated how many times I shit in a month. Yeah, that's how I am, Lem. It's really the descriptions. Once people get into it, it's like, I don't need to hear that. The poop stories we read are funny. When they're talking about poop itself, when like the dude who took pictures of his shits, funny as shit to me. But if there was just a thing that was just like describing it, I wouldn't read those stories. But the thing about the poop calendar stuff is I saw a TikTok about it and I was like, that's funny. And, I always thought I shit once every day and a half, roughly. Every now and then I would shit maybe once or twice a day, twice a day, maybe 2 days in a row, all that good stuff. But since I've been tracking my shits, I realize I'm a lot more like pretty much every single day than I thought. And Christian kind of he kind of overestimated himself where he's like, I shit like 5 times a day. And then he's like, oh, he said the opposite. Like by tracking it, he now like second guesses if he actually has to shit or if he's just shitting because he's bored. And like, that's really fucking funny. But yeah, I use an app called Poopify, and Erica and I think Christian uses. Yeah, I think he uses Poop Maps, and then Erica uses PCal. I think is the app that she uses. Yeah, I mean, you know what? That means you have a nice diet, fiber diet. You means you're taking care of your health, all that good stuff. And that'd be a really good Tinder bio. I don't need a Tinder bio. I'm in a real happy relationship, but yeah, Doc. That's the funny thing to me is like when I'm bored, I'm staring in my fridge. I'm trying to make a shit. When Christian's bored, he's trying to make a shit, if you know what I mean. Like when I'm bored, I'm eating. Yeah, I make it take. There you go. He takes it. Yeah. But the thing with Christian too, like, I mean, they've talked about it. It's not like I'm releasing any information here. He definitely has IBS-C or IBS-D, and Erica probably has IBS-C. And I think their baby is going to be the most regular baby, the most regular person in the world. Like, I think they have to balance out. Goodbye, Lynn. Thank you for hanging out. I'm probably ending here soon. I'm clearly not even editing at this point, so I got work tomorrow. It's getting late. You know how it goes. Yeah. I think that's how IBS works, is that they cancel out. I'm sure there's some Punnett square with like shits, like IBS Punnett square that like it has to work out. All right. I'm probably ending soon. Thank you for the raid, Barbs. It's nice to see you. 9-8 late. Man, I gotta be at work at 7 tomorrow. And I gotta wind down. Stay up till 4 a.m. I probably would if I was single, honestly. Not 4 a.m. I would probably stay up a lot later if I was single, which is not good. But I got the little lady to take care of. We gotta brush our teeth together. You work at 4 a.m.? Oof. I did night shift for a second. Did not like it. I guess I did second shift. It wasn't even third shift. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get going. Goodbye, Ghost Slayer. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you as always. Nice to meet your acquaintance, Backpack Barbs. What's the Vitamin C song? I'm trying to make this my I'm trying to make this. This is the stream ending song. Goodbye, everybody. Appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know if I'm going to raid anybody. Let's see if we can raid someone. Hassan's live. I'm not going to raid Hassan. Fucker's got 55,000 people in his chat. Mom, I'll let her know. Thank you so much.